welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a very highly requested topic. So I'm going to be giving you guys a very simple and straightforward routine that will help you retain length and grow your natural hair. I get a ton of questions about this every time, and believe it or not, there are actually a lot of people that are still very confused on where to start. So I'm just going to give you guys a very simple and straightforward routine to follow. We're going to be talking about cleansing, moisturizing and hydrating your hair, everything in very simple and easy steps. So if you're new to being natural, you wouldn't get too overwhelmed and you would have a guideline that will help you out a lot. This video is not sponsored. Everything I'm going to show you guys in this video in terms of product recommendations are stuff that I use, and if you watch my channel, you know that these are products that I use all the time. They're products that I featured before in my favorite products videos. These are products that I always recommend because I know that they work for me and they work for a lot of people I've recommended them to. So get a pen and a paper, settle down, and let's begin. Okay, so we're going to be following a very simple chart. I decided to illustrate it so it will be easier for you guys to follow. So first we have cleanse, then we have moisturizing and hydrating, and then we have styling. This is a very simple 3-step process, and you just cycle around every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks depending on how often you wash and style your hair. So we're going to start with cleansing today, and under cleanse we have your pre-shampoo step, we have the actual washing and shampoo step, and then we have the deep conditioning step. Under moisturize and hydration, we have the LOC and LCO method, and then we have moisturizing according to your hair porosity. Under styling, we're going to be talking about mousses, gels, styling creams, and sustainable hairstyles that help you to retain length. So this is basically what we are going to be talking about in 3 parts. Okay, so now let's start with cleansing. Number 1, we have pre-shampoo. Your pre-shampoo step is basically what you do before you shampoo your hair. It's good for both low and high porosity hair, but high porosity hair benefits way more from it. So if you have high porosity hair, especially if your hair is damaged from maybe bleaching, excessive UV exposure, excessive heat in your hair, overstyling and stuff like that, you would really benefit from a penetrating oil pre-shampoo step. These oils will penetrate your hair strand and remain in your strand, so when you're washing your hair, it doesn't fill up with excess water and start to swell. If your strand fills up with excess water and starts to swell, it causes even more damage to the strand. It causes even more loss of protein, and that just further damages your hair. So that is why a pre-shampoo step is very crucial for people that have high porosity hair. Yes, our hair likes water, but in a normal strand, there is only so much water that the strand is supposed to absorb. Anything over that is damaging to the strand. So because high porosity hair, the cuticles are so open, it takes up way more water than it needs, and that causes excessive swelling of the hair strand. Remember, shampoo is also very alkaline. So not only are your cuticles already open since you have high porosity hair, the alkaline shampoo is also going to cause your cuticles to open some more, so that water is just literally flooding into your strand. So you want to be prepared for that as much as possible. Coconut oil is an amazing penetrating oil, especially for those with bleached or severely damaged hair. Coconut oil is actually one of the most penetrating oils. If coconut oil is too harsh for your hair, other penetrating oils you can try are olive oil, palm kernel oil, babasu oil, avocado oil. Those are other options you can try if coconut oil is too strong for you. If you have finer high porosity hair, so thin stranded high porosity hair, you want to use the lighter of these oils that I just mentioned. And if you have coarser, thicker stranded high porosity hair, you want to use the thicker of the oils that I mentioned. So what you do to pre-shampoo your hair is that you leave the raw oil in your hair for at least about 3 to 4 hours. Yes, you heard me right, at least 3 to 4 hours. Leave it in your hair to really soak in before you actually wash your hair. Just literally apply it to your hair and just leave it to soak. You can put a plastic bag on it if you don't want the oil dripping everywhere, but just leave it in your hair for at least 3 to 4 hours before you actually wash your hair, so that it penetrates really well. Sometimes you might actually even have to leave it on longer. Some people might have to do up to 8 hours. It just depends on the amount of buildup you have in your hair before you apply the oil. You know how sometimes you might have used maybe a lot of thick products before it's time for you to wash your hair. If you have stuff like thick butters or creams or gels in your hair, you probably have to leave the oil on longer than 3 to 4 hours. So it's something that you have to keep doing to figure out how long it takes for your oils to penetrate properly into your strands. Now, if you have lower porosity hair, what you want to do is, as opposed to high porosity hair that needs to literally apply the oil everywhere to every strand. For low porosity hair, you really don't need to do that much. Just apply the oil to parts of your hair that are more prone to damage. So that is the crown and then the tips, the ends of your hair. So that is where you focus most of the oil on. And then if you want, you can just lightly rub oil throughout the rest of your hair. You don't really need to, but make sure that you're getting the ends and the crown. You can also heat up the oil a bit before you apply it. It helps with better penetration of the oil into your strands, because heat helps to open up the cuticles of lower porosity hair. Now if your hair is mixed porosity, because a lot of people actually have that, some parts of the hair are more high porosity than others, start with lighter oils. Don't just go all the way straight to coconut oil or those really penetrating oils. Start with lighter oils. Like you can try grapeseed oil and see how that works for you. If it's okay for you, then great. If it's not enough, you can like go heavier to maybe like jojoba or olive oil. But if you have mixed porosity hair, just start with the lighter oils and see how that works first. So now number 2, let us go to cleansing. This is the actual washing step. So we want to be washing our hair every 2 to 4 weeks with shampoo. Yes, you heard me right. I said shampoo. I know a lot of people are scared of using shampoos because there's all this talk about, oh, it dries out your hair and stuff. But that is why you deep condition after, and that's why you apply moisturizers and all of that after. But if you're still scared of using shampoos, it's fine. The other things you can do to cleanse your hair, you can do apple cider vinegar rinses, but please make sure that you dilute the apple cider vinegar properly, because it can damage your hair. Apple cider vinegar is very acidic, so if you don't dilute it properly, it will actually damage your hair and it might also irritate your scalp. And what else can you do? There are clay washes, bentonite clay washes that really cleanse your hair and all of that. Even Rasul clay washes as well. So if you're more comfortable with doing clay washes, definitely go with that. But I just feel like it's best to just use shampoo, because shampoo really cleanses your hair, and you really want your hair to be cleansed, especially if you have lower porosity hair. So if you have low porosity hair, you want to be cleansing every 2 weeks, especially if you're using shampoo. And if you have high porosity hair, you want to stretch it a little bit longer, so maybe do like 3 to 4 weeks. And I know some people are going to ask, well, what of co-washing? Well, co-washing is great, but co-washing is stuff that you do in between shampoos. So you still have to be shampooing your hair. You cannot, please do not completely replace your shampooing process with co-washing. It will damage your hair in the long run. The reason why a lot of people co-wash is to basically maintain moisture in their hair, because yes, shampoo can be drying, so they just co-wash instead. But the problem with that is that a co-wash does not properly cleanse your hair. It just does not do that. Eventually there will be so much buildup on your hair that it will start to make your hair even drier, because your hair is clogged with conditioner. A co-wash is conditioner, so your hair is going to be really clogged with conditioner, and moisture will not be able to get into your strand, so your hair will become even drier. Not only that, everything is going to cause irritations on your scalp in the long run, because you're not properly cleansing your hair. You're going to have irritations on your scalp, and you might start to develop little bumps on your scalp, and your hair might start to fall out in the long run. Yes, it is very possible. It has happened before, so it will definitely stunt your growth. So please do not just transition only to doing co-washes and forget the shampooing. That does not work at all. Think of it this way. Regular soap that we use to take our baths is drying. Whenever you take a bath, the soap dries out your body. It washes away all the dirt and all the natural oils that your body produces. So for some time your body is dry after you're done taking your bath, but you apply lotion after to counter the dryness. That is basically the same thing. Your shampoo is going to dry out your hair, yes, but you deep condition and you apply your moisturizers and all of that after to balance out that dryness. You wouldn't say you're going to stop showering with soap and you're going to start showering with lotion because soap dries out your skin. You're not going to do that. So please, especially if you have low porosity hair, you want to make sure that you're cleansing your hair, because low porosity hair does not do well with excess product buildup. It does not. It dries out low porosity hair badly and it leads to breakage. So make sure that you're cleansing your hair regularly with a good cleanser, a good shampoo, a good clay cleanser, whatever you want to use, but make sure that your hair is being properly cleansed. Now that doesn't mean co-washing is completely useless and that you should forget co-washing completely. Co-washing does have its benefits, especially if you have high porosity hair. High porosity hair benefits more from co-washing. Co-washing is what you do in between shampoos. So if you normally stretch your shampoos to like 3-4 weeks, especially if you have high porosity hair and your hair gets dirty in between, let's say you use something that's too oily in your hair, or you go to the gym a lot and you sweat, then you can do a co-wash to just get rid of a little bit of that excess sweat or dirt or oil on your hair. But you still need to shampoo your hair every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks, depending on how you stretch it. It's just something that you do in between, and especially if you have high porosity hair, that helps a lot to maintain moisture and prevent high porosity hair from drying out more. Like for instance, you can do a shampoo session week 1, co-wash week 2 or week 3, and then another shampoo session week 4. So kind of like that. If you have high porosity hair, you want to pay more attention to the type of shampoos and cleansers that you're using. You don't want anything that's going to be too stripping. You don't want anything that's going to be too alkaline in your hair. So go for milder cleansers and milder shampoos. I'm gonna put product suggestions of like mild shampoos, mild cleansers, clay rinses and all of that in the description box, so make sure that you check there. Now for lower porosity hair, you should have one clarifying shampoo and one mild moisturizing shampoo. You want to alternate both of them. Like I said before, low porosity hair does not like build-up, and you want a cleanser that's really going to cleanse your hair and remove all that build-up, all that excess oil, all that excess dirt. So a clarifying shampoo is very, very good at doing that. So you want to have one of that. And then you also need a moisturizing shampoo, because again, we have natural hair and we don't really want to dry out our natural hair, so it's also good to have a moisturizing shampoo as well. And you want to alternate it. Maybe you can use a clarifying shampoo 1 week, a moisturizing shampoo the other, clarifying shampoo 1 week, moisturizing shampoo the other. So we've done pre-shampoo, we've done cleansing. Next we have deep conditioning. So that is step 3 in the cleansing process. So now for deep conditioning, you want to deep condition immediately after you shampoo your hair, especially if you have low porosity hair. You should use a moisturizing or hydrating deep conditioner, and then maybe a protein deep conditioner every 4, 5, 6 months. Low porosity hair doesn't really need protein that much. It will make your hair very, very stiff and brittle, and your hair will actually break off. So you want to stretch out your protein deep conditioners to like every 4, 5, even 6 months. I use a protein deep conditioner twice a year. Now if you have high porosity hair, you want to use a hydrating moisturizing deep conditioner and also a protein deep conditioner, kind of like equally. If your hair is very, very porous, meaning if it's bleached, if it has serious heat damage, you want to be using a protein deep conditioner every 3 to 4 weeks. Then the other times you can use the moisturizing hydrating deep conditioner. Now if it's not too damaged, if it's not too high porosity, if it's just like moderate high porosity, you can use the protein deep conditioner every 1 to 2 months. So after you apply the deep conditioner, you want to detangle your hair while you have deep conditioner in it. And another thing I forgot to mention, you also want to work in sections. So do everything in sections. Do your pre-shampoo step in sections, do your washing cleansing step in sections, and do your deep conditioning step in sections as well. Working in sections helps to reduce tangling, reduce breakage, and just makes everything easier and less overwhelming. So you detangle your hair while the deep conditioner is in it. If you like to use brushes and combs, fine. If you're like me and you don't like using brushes or combs, you can use you can finger detangle. I love to finger detangle. That's why I really like deep conditioners that have a lot of slip and make finger detangling much easier for me. It's less breakage on my 4C hair. I've always been finger detangling. That's literally the only thing I do. I don't use brushes in my hair at all. Then after you detangle, you tie your hair in a plastic bag or a plastic cap or whatever and let the deep conditioner soak in. If you have low porosity hair, you want to apply some heat to the deep conditioner. Maybe you can use a heating cap, or use like those heating hats that you can attach to a dryer, or just something that's going to help to keep heat on your hair, to help open up your cuticles so that the deep conditioner can soak in more into your strands. If you have high porosity hair, you don't really need to apply heat because your cuticles are already open and it's going like the deep conditioner can soak in easily. Generally though, conditioner molecules stick to high porosity hair much easier than they do to low porosity hair, so you don't really need to apply heat. But yeah, applying heat is something that low porosity hair benefits more from. Okay, so today we've talked about the cleansing stage. In our next video, we're going to be doing the moisturizing and hydration stage. If you have any questions about anything we talked about, definitely ask me down below. If you have questions about like products or stuff to use, ask me down below and I'll try my best to answer. If you're new new to being natural, if you're still kind of confused, I hope you're able to learn something new that can help you in your routine. It really doesn't have to be too complicated. Don't let it overwhelm you. I know in the beginning it can be so overwhelming. I experienced it too when I first went natural. So I'm just going to be making these videos to just give you guys a very basic guide that can help you a lot in your natural hair journey. Okay, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down below or my face on this side. Also, do not forget to watch my other natural hair videos on this side. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.